so that moves into my next favorite, drone photography, drone services, right? So that has a lot to do with, I mean, again, I look at these videos. Some of my favorite videos are the ones where there's drone shots, where it's just hovering over a beach and you can see this beautiful house, over that's overlooking the water, and it gives you a chance just to get the whole scope of the property. And even still now, you see videos where now you have the drone going through the house, right? And that creates a whole different dynamic that people can't necessarily do with the cameras. You know how it goes in and it's slow, then it goes faster. I love all that kind of stuff.
Right. So when it comes to drones, and let's actually define it a little bit better. There's aerial drones, like the ones that you send them through the air and they fly and give you aerial shots. Yeah. Then you have FPV drones, first-person view drones.
I see.
But it almost sometimes is similar to the video that we capture on the ground using a gimbal. A gimbal is a stabilizer where you place your camera and you can walk with it and it looks like it's like cameras moving on rails. You can also put a camera on a slider and slide for like beautiful cinematic motion. Or you can do handheld. Handheld generally we don't use unless there's a specific purpose. Sometimes you need to capture that feel, hand feel. But generally speaking, we're going to default to using a stabilizer on the ground, which is a gimbal. It may look like a drone shot. A lot of people say, I want drone video. What they don't realize is they're asking us for an aerial video when they say drone. That generally speaking, in our industry, whenever you say drone video, it's implying an aerial video.
Gotcha.
If you want stabilized video, it can be achieved with a drone, but generally speaking, we don't use drones indoors for safety reasons, unless it's that FPV drone that is a lot smaller now, like we have one from DJI, unbelievable drone, very safe. It's just harder to maneuver to get those cinematic shots. The camera is not as nice as like a big professional camera. But nevertheless, you can capture like the scenes that you were mentioning where you go in and out of a house, and you can't do it any other way. Okay. So it's just more tools. And the reason why we need those tools is to be creative. If you have a creative vision, that's what's going to draw people. Like people want to see something they've never seen before. If you show them same thing everybody else is doing, not really going to capture their attention. If you can just do stuff that's really different, radically different, then why is Red Bull doing all these stunts? Are they selling energy drinks? No, they're really selling they're selling the attention. They're selling their brand. They're trying to draw you to watch a unremarkable video that has nothing to do with energy drink whatsoever, but they will insert the brand somewhere in there. They're just buying your attention.
Right.
So when it comes to aerial shots, it actually, I think, has a lot of utility for any business.
Okay.
Not just real estate. Real estate, I think it's a given.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, especially when you're in California or you have beaches, you have parks, you have mountains. Having those aerial shots is phenomenal. But even if you're in the middle of nowhere, when you just zoom out a little bit and you show the lot and the proximity to the shopping malls or whatever it is, those aerial shots really make a difference. And thirdly, there's a whole idea of going back to that scrolling through the feed.
Mm-hmm.
If you shoot with a drone in the right way, it will capture your attention naturally, because we tend to gravitate towards the bigger picture, so to speak. When you're like showing, let's say, a room, most people are not interested to see a room. When you're showing some kind of environment from the sky, it's just psychologically we're more likely to pay attention to that. We want to see humans are we're curious beasts. Like we want to see as much information as possible. When you show them like that zoomed out view of some kind of surroundings, like it clicks with our brain. I want to see what's next.
I want to see beyond it.
Yeah. And then you can zoom in and then you can show details. But you always start off like with something that's further back. But when it comes to other businesses, the same thing. Let's say, I give you a perfect example. We have a customer that's an automotive shop, repair shop. How do you use a drone for that? They're repairing cars. exactly the same way. We started off from high above the horizon,
Mm-hmm.
showing the area, and then the drone flies to the location, and then we switch into the services on the inside. What does that do? It just captures the first 3 seconds of people's attention.
Nice. And then you draw them in from there.
They might not be interested to look at cars being repaired right from the get go, but when you just show them something that pops in their screen, they're more likely to tune in.
Great.
But there are more practical reasons to use drones as well. Again, like showing the location, showing the scope, showing car scene, things that you can only do from an aerial shot, skyscrapers, whatever it may be. So it's an extra tool.
Okay.